Hi, how's everybody today? Want to do some dishes with me? Yeah? Cool. All right. So I tell you, it is a pretty day outside. I started putting the dishes away and then life happened. So I had to stop the video and then I started the video when it wasn't supposed to be started. And so I'm deleting that whole thing and doing it over. I don't know what, there it is. I'm so glad I found it because I thought I was missing one, but I am not. Last jar with all the lids. No, wait, look, now I have an extra. So I do have an extra if I need to exchange. I don't do any canning or anything. If I did, I would put a new one of these on every time I used it. But I don't use it for that. I use it for leftovers, packing a lunch, my dry goods, but I don't do any long-term preservation of food. It's only short-term. So if Armageddon happens, my husband and I will be screwed. Because we just don't have the room, nor the money, nor the time to do long-term preservation. However, I do these kind of emergency packs where I take, this is 2 scoops, I've only been putting one in there, where I take some Mylar. So basically Mylar is like the silver foil that you get, like if you buy a box of vanilla wafers, that silver foil inside is Mylar. If it's white plasticky stuff, no, it's not. But if you can get your hands on some Mylar and you have a hot iron for straightening your hair, the clampy ones, that'll close it. It'll seal it. So, and it won't make a mess with your hot iron. So I do that, and sometimes if you want to make sure it doesn't make a mess, fold a piece of paper and put it inside the paper and then squeeze it with your flat iron on the edges, and that will seal that Mylar. So I put coffee, instant coffee, I do sugar, I do dry creamer, I do salt, pepper, matches, toothpicks. I think I have a deck of cards in each backpack, and then other stuff too. I just can't think of it right now. But you can seal, like I'll do a pack of crackers. I'll put 2 crackers in and seal it up so you have a little snack right, right handy or whatever. So it's not for, it's for basically dry goods. So, but once you put it in the Mylar, you suck out, you put a straw in the corner, suck out all the air, seal it, and so it can be airtight as well. So, and let's not forget a set of keys, and let's not forget to have a buoy on those keys because you might be out in the water. You don't know. You just never know. So there's that, and these are clean now. So these go, they're my shot glasses for the coffee. They go there. That's fine. When they can be stored right there, it's fine. Oops. I like my little plates on top. So put this one on top. This is my favorite plate. It actually doesn't even belong to me. It belongs to a friend that is no longer a friend by my choice. Just in case she's watching. But I befriended her probably in 1986, and we were, best friends for a while. And I'm not sure why we lost contact the first time. However, I am sure why we lost contact the second time, because I was done with her bullshit. Anyways, so I miss her, yeah, I do, but I'm not willing to sacrifice her lies and deceitfulness to be her friend. So I will not stand for it. Anyways, so moving on. I have that plate, and it's my favorite plate because it's so pretty. she did do a great job picking it out. But when she found out I had that plate, she was pretty mad at me. Anyways, I told she can have it back, and then we got the fight. I said, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. So, I was her best friend, and then her other best friend called and said some things to me that had to be true because they were true, and she's telling me, and I was hearing things about her as well. So I said, well, this is what she said about you. So then her and I both decided not to be her friend anymore. So she lost 2 friends because of her mouth, bullshit in her mouth. So, you know, it is what it is. It's whatever. And yeah, maybe I miss her sometimes, but I'm not willing to give up my friendship to her anymore. So that's that. I got better friends. I got new friends. I got way more friends. And in my opinion, I have friends. I'm not an enemy of anybody, I don't think, except for maybe her. I got celery in my sink from yesterday from my celery preservation tactics. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I've been dropping so much stuff. I feel like people are just like ghosts are around me, just pushing this stuff to the floor. Honestly, I barely bumped that with my arm, and now I got water all over the place. Barely bumped it with this part of my arm. So my equilibrium must be off, and I'm pretty sure it's off. However, it is what it is. I'm sure it's my medicine, but I've dropped more in the last couple of months than I ever had in my whole life, honestly. Not good. Alright, so I'm taking all the water out, and the first thing I'm going to wash is this. And then this is not due to be replaced for another couple of days. So I will clean it and use it for a couple more days. So it's actually being cleaned in here while I'm scrubbing this. Not really. I'll do an extra little clean on it. Now we're going to do the bottom. Oh yeah, the bottom's dirty. Bottom's way dirty. Been sitting in the sink too long. Been sitting in that sink and just a little extra soap on this one. Goodness, this is going to take 2 scrubbings to get this off. Right there. Came off everywhere but right here. Alright, so get this finished. Wasting hot water. I'm not sure why I'm doing that. He said he was going to try and give me the old faucet. I'm like, yes, please. I can't even hardly adjust this one. It's really quite annoying because I'm so used to that. I've been using that one for upwards of 5 years. The last maintenance guy put that in for me. I didn't ask for it. He just gave it to me, and I was like, cool. So, oh yeah, I got to do the dishes. So now I'm going to put clean dishwater, clean dish soap, and all these silverware, except for sharp knives. And I don't mean these butter knives. Don't be a pussy. These I will because I can cut myself with those. So anything I can hurt myself with goes back there, and I put the rest in for soaking. Doing dishes and whatnot. Yeah. And I believe I have 2 extra ones because I see a jar, but I have a lid. So this lid must have gone to that other jar that got washed prior. Oh, this is the sugar one that won't come off. And it's one of my brand new ones too. I can't believe I did that. It's not sugar. I should just go put it on the sugar one and let that be that, but I don't know how. And none of the other ones are like that. So how did I get a permanent marker mixed in with my marker that my dry erase marker that I have sitting up there? Like the last one was gone. I used it up. And then I put that one up there. But I've never once put a Sharpie up there. And there's no other ones. If I'm dating, I'm sure I can find another date in there of sugar for this date, and it's a dry erase. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on with that. I will film it. Okay, Okay, so we're gonna rinse some dishes, and I'm just gonna clean these sharp knives as I get them. So, and then, I rinse them before I put them in here because I want to keep the water as clean as possible. Dry I do the dishes. I'm gonna put a bunch of scum. Like I would not just put that in there with coffee in it. And I rinse it as well. I don't want my clean dishwater all brown with coffee. Empty. Okay, there you go. Silverware. The pizza cutter. I actually love this pizza cutter. It's does a really good job, but it's rattly. But I think they should be rattly like that. I just wish these would pop off so you could clean underneath. That's a really good idea, right? So don't take my idea to make a pop off one of these wheels, because I'm going to sell them to every pizza restaurant, every restaurant that makes anything like a pizza, that has anything that's smaller than this size. I don't know. I can make them bread size too, I thought. So, yeah. Don't take my idea, see? That's a good idea. A top-off plate for pizza cutting. Now, everybody will want it. Every restaurant, every person. They'll be in Target, Red Meyer, Walmart, kitchen outlet store. Who else? Like, they will be literally everywhere. Do not take my idea. I don't care. Take it. No, I do care. Don't take it. It's a good idea. That's $1 million idea right there. I'm gonna do it. I gotta figure out how to make it pop off. I know there's attachments that pop off and pop together. That could be like one of those. Like a snap instead of a rivet. But you need it stronger than the snap. Babe,
Yeah.
did you just come out of the bathroom
Yeah.
and walk from the bathroom to the living room?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, so I watched you do it, and there was a little boy dressed in blue
Okay.
walking with you.
Okay.
I'm not crazy, babe.
You're not crazy. I said okay.
Okay, well, I
I'm
don't
scared
know.
about the boy in blue.
Well, yeah, it's odd. But I don't normally see them. I just feel them and hear them.
I'm gonna go put the towels in the dryer.
Okay. Yeah, so, I'm an empath. I don't always like it, I don't always hate it, but I don't like it when people think I'm crazy because of it. So, I normally don't say anything, but when I look, there was a little boy in blue there, and I went around this corner to see, make sure my husband was dressed in blue, and he's not. He's dressed in gray. I don't know why he just came out of the bathroom again. He must be having issues with his tum-tum, unfortunately. Poor thing. I have a lot of issues with my stomach. Oh, let me tell you a story about that. Okay, so we had a couple friend that we invited to a Padres baseball game. So I bought Padres tickets. I bought these awesome seats. No big deal. Our friends were going with us. We were very excited. We got down there way early and decided in downtown Seattle and decided that we would walk along the pier and then head back to the stadium when it was closer to be the game. We had already parked our car. We didn't want to move the car because we wouldn't get parking. That's why we went early to get parking. So we decided to go ahead and walk. Right in front of the ferries terminal is a McDonald's. And by the time we had walked to McDonald's, my stomach was on a terrible. It was awful that day. So I said, guys, I'm so sorry. My tummy's upset. And I have to go to the bathroom. And so then I'm in there, and I'm in there for a very long time because the issue that I have takes way long. It hurts and then pain. It's a diverticulosis with pain. Some people have it and they don't have any pain from it, but mine is with pain. So it's very painful when it happens. I try not to let it happen because I analyze everything in my life. It's, to me, and I'm not a doctor, it's for entertainment purposes only. For me, I believe it's what food you put in and what time, how you layer the food in your system. So, like if I was coming off a liquid diet because I had a surgery or whatever, I would eat a couple of crackers and drink water, and then I would eat after that to step up. I would eat Jello or pudding, and then up from there I would go to solid food. And if I didn't layer the food in my system properly, I was in so much pain. I was in the bathroom half the day, in and out of the bathroom, and it shuts me down. I can't do it hardly anything on those days. Well, on a lot of those days, I'm caught away from home. I don't have the luxury of being home every time my tummy gets upset. So this time, we were passing the McDonald's in downtown Seattle. We were walking along the pier because we were at the game early, and my tummy got upset. And I was in there for a very long time, and when my husband finally kind of pushed the door open and said, "You okay now, babe?" Then he does, because he always wants to make sure I'm okay. I said no, and he immediately came in the bathroom and into the stall with me, because he helps me through it. He rubs my back, he holds, talks to me, gets down on my level and talks to me, and tells me it's gonna be okay, and, rubs my back and makes me feel better. He makes me feel better. And so, however, McDonald's did not like this at all. A man in the woman's bathroom. And so the manager said, "Sir, you're gonna have to come out of the bathroom." So he's like, "No, I'm not leaving my wife. Not doing it. Call the police if you must, but I'm not leaving my wife." Well, they didn't. I think they put a temporary close sign on the bathroom. So, anyways, he will never leave my side in any situation like that. When we had our daughter, he was by my side every step of the way. They had to bring in a temporary, what was that called that you slept on? A cot. Yeah. So this cot, they had to wheel in because he wouldn't leave me when we had our daughter, because I had a cesarean. So he would not leave our side. Yeah, he did not leave our side. And he was at every doctor's appointment, opening every door, rubbing my back, helping me through the pregnancy. Yeah, he's amazing. So he's a keeper, and you can't have him. How do you like him in animal, Betty? Just kidding. No, you're not getting him. You're not having him. He's mine. Forever.
Until she dies.
Until I die. Then he can move on to another woman.
Yeah.
And
Right.
probably live a whole nother life.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Not even
Because
remotely close.
I'm gonna need you to fall in love with somebody else, babe. Or
That
I'm
could
never,
happen.
or I'm not gonna die.
All right then.
No, no, wait. I'm not okay with that. I mean, if I get better, babe, I want to live to 103 as well. But not if I don't get better. It's a curse, not a good thing. But yeah, he's wonderful, and I love him very much. And we've been together so long that there is just no way. So if he were to die, I would die very soon after that from a broken heart. He needs to know that he can move on. He's young enough to move on. I, however, am not. He's only 2 months older than me, so we're both 59. So this didn't get rinsed because I was in his way doing the dishes. He just finished his. What'd you have, corn flakes or Wheaties? Wheaties. made for Wheaties. So that grocery haul yesterday, I have a whole nother list of things that we missed, that I missed. My facial tissue, and potatoes. The store was completely out of potatoes. So I was unable to get the potatoes. So I need to get potatoes. And there's a few other things on there too. But I got a griddle, which was not on the list. Babe, it was only $25.
Okay.
That's a pretty good price, huh?
Sure. Thank you.
So we are busy signing the new lease, and basically we're signing all of our rights away, but going to prison on the lease. It's fine. But I thought, maybe I was wrong, but I thought we paid 300 security and 300 pet. So it says we have a $500 security deposit and no pet deposit, so we might be in for a $250 pet deposit. Then we have to take him to the vet, get him his shots, get him his vaccine, so we can get a letter of vaccination. And we have to get him licensed. So he has to be licensed per the laws of Auburn, Washington. I'm sure I'll work it out, but I don't want to worry about it right now. So, right now we're just signing it. And then a couple of things I said, you know, we can either sign it or sit here and read it for an hour. I'd rather just sign it. It's a basic lease. We've signed many of them, and so I don't think we need to not sign it. Okay, pull it upside down. I didn't even rinse this out from yesterday. I was like, here's chicken thigh. Is that good?
That is okay.
No. I don't know if you guys have met my husband yet, but I know you've seen him walking around. Around the camera. See, if he's just walking to another room, I won't delete it. If he's doing something in front of the camera, I'll delete that part. Because that's not me to say what can be on and what can't. But I can only say by my stuff. However, he doesn't mind walking around and being recorded. All right, I think I'm done with all the dirty dishes.
It's been on TV before.
Uh-oh. Check for it. Is that over there? Oh, and this sink does the same exact thing as the other sink does. Except for this one runs the water right in front of me. It's my shirt all wet. It clogs up, and then when you run the garbage disposal, it unclogs. The other sink is just like it, not as bad as this one. So, babe, he said there's nothing we can do about the water going up or not up. I'm like, that's bullshit. They gotta tear out the wall and fix it. And they're not willing to do that right now. Right now they're working on the electricity part of the issue, right? So they're putting in new breaker boxes for the whole apartment complex. And they're putting in new appliances and new roofs and new floors when they do the apartment. However, they can't do everything, so they're not fixing the water issue. And I don't know, I think by law, the tenants can get together and make them fix it because of all the water that's being wasted. But I think the electricity may have been a bigger priority. So they have replaced all the breaker boxes in every unit, and then the inspector came and inspected them after the fact. So, which I think obviously that would be what they would do. Alright, so I forgot the one sharp thing I put up there. And I have a hair somewhere and it's driving me down, Abby. It's in the sponge somewhere. Yep, there it is. Oh, there it is. No, it's really entangled. So it's not gonna come off. This will be replaced today. And then I will have a new sponge to clean the toilet and whatnot with. Put away. This is really old. Even on low, even having it on low right here on the first setting, it warmed up and cooked the chicken in 3-4 hours. It wasn't, not as tender as I would like it to be, but. And I believe this is on the bottom. Everything in this cabinet fit, but every time I pull something off from the top row, there's little tiny paint specks. And I'm not, like every time I close the door, a paint speck gets thrown on top of those. Things you gotta deal with. I know when I painted the kitchen and the bathroom, there was no paint specks to be had. So I don't know what kind of paint they're using, but it flakes off. And being that he had put so many coatings on this, that it's just, it should not be flaking off. But look, this whole, all that has flaked off. And so when I shut it, another piece gets thrown onto the dishes. There's that. This one is not good. And why not put wood filler in there and make it look better? And this one's just as bad. And this one has a yucky stuff bleeding through the paint, which is not us. Yeah, damn. Nice. I have wood filler, and I'm just gonna fill that in, make it a better cabinet, and put some right there because I don't want that to break off. And the bottom is rounded. They're both like chewed from something. They had an animal that chewed it. Maybe they flooded, maybe the apartment flooded because that looks like water damage right there. I used to manage an apartment complex. I did that for about 8 years, and so I did a good job. I quit. It was getting to be too much for me, so I quit that job. Kept my bus driving job though, and did I finish the story? Yes, I did. Okay. So, that was the story of my illness. So anyways, we were in the bathroom for about an hour and a half. So by the time I got out of the bathroom, the game had already started, and my friends are waiting outside for me, outside the bathroom. My husband's in the women's bathroom. It's just, and so we walked back. Now, I'll have to finish the rest of the story. So we walk back to the game. We get there, we're a little late, not a big deal. We go to our seats, and they are beautiful seats, by the way. Beautiful seats. I paid mint for those seats. Anyway, so my friend, she says, I have to go to the bathroom. We're like, okay. So she gets up and walks out. And she doesn't come back, and she doesn't come back, and she doesn't come back. So I said, I'm going to go look for her. Okay, so the guys are watching, her boyfriend and my husband watching the game in these awesome seats, and I get up the little ramp and in that outer area, and she's standing there crying. I said, what's wrong? And she said, I'm waiting to hear back from the stadium on if I could switch seats. And I said, why? What's wrong with your seat? She couldn't fit in it, and it was hurting her hips. So, because she was a big lady, which is fine. You know, I'm a big girl now, right? And so we talked to the lady in the booth, the cashier. She refunded all my money for all 4 tickets, and said we could go up and sit on the bench anywhere, right? Well, the Mariners were playing the Padres. My husband is from San Diego. He's a huge Padre fan. So the only reason we were there was to watch the Padres, not really watch the Mariners. But I can watch the Mariners on TV anytime I want to. So, but the seats were amazing. And I did receive a full refund for those seats. And so I said, come on, babe, we're going to move up to the bleachers. And he's like, no. I said, I already got a refund. You have to move. And he's like, oh, that's not fair, is it? So, but he wasn't being like loud about it, you know. And I think it was, I don't think she heard any of that, which was good. So she went and found seats on the bleachers, and we went up there, and we were pretty happy. Our butts were a little sore because if we didn't have sponges or, you know, a little spongy seat. But other than that, we had a great time. That was years ago. Wish we can go to another one. Maybe for his birthday or something. I'll buy some tickets. So maybe we'll fly down to California and go to a Padres game. Then rent a car and go over to Henderson, Nevada, because it's only a couple hours away. And then from there,